What's up now? This me, Will, addict named Will. I noticed that I talk to people that are fresh in recovery, and I noticed that a lot of people in fresh in recovery. This is me too, because when I was fresh, and in the beginning, I would get it confused, and I would think that I'm having cravings. You know why you're having those cravings? You know why you're having desires to use? It's because I'm just gonna get flat out to the point and tell you, so you'll have an understanding what's going on with you. You are changing. That's why you're changing, and you're changing at an accelerated rate. Because if you have been doing something for so long, and then all of a sudden you stop doing it, like drugs, you drinking and doing drugs, your body's gonna feel it. So it's like the spiritual part of you, the spiritual part, the part that wants you to do the right thing for the right reason, is controlling the body. And the body at the moment is missing something. So it's almost like watching a werewolf movie, right? You see how the werewolf guy, the full moon comes out, and he's changing, and he's snarling, or she's snarling, and it's like it's uncomfortable for him. That's what the same thing is happening to you, but it's happening in a good way, because you're taking yourself away from what you used to do. So yes, you are going to feel cravings. That's natural. You're going to want to use drugs. It's natural. It's because that's what you normally do. I mean, in the beginning, when I first started on this journey, I felt it. I felt it for like a year. It was on and off. It wasn't like continuous. It's like on and off. But I learned how to deal with that. You know what I did to deal with that? Other than going to meetings and sharing, and other than being around positive people that is actually respecting my decision not to use, not to drink or do drugs, I created a hobby. I started creating hobbies. I learned how to oil paint. I'm still not that good at it, but it captivates my mind. In the beginning, I would go and work out. I would create hobbies, create things that I like to do that'll keep my mind off of what I used to do and what I used to be like. And here's another thing that you gotta do. You, as an individual, and everybody else, you need to stop entertaining how it was when you were out there. Stop entertaining that shit. Like glorifying it. Oh, I remember when we were out there using, getting high, and it was funny, and you would laugh about different stuff, but deep down inside you entertaining the thought of using. It's too early in recovery for you to be doing that. Stop doing that. Because you trying to change this. You're changing your disease thinking, your disease way of thinking. You changing that. So yeah, your body, this thing we got called flesh and blood, it's going to want to use, because that's what you're used to doing. I'm going to tell you, change is something that you feel. Change is something that's embedded in you. Let me explain something to you. I'm going to give you another scenario of a health nut. A person that eats healthy, a vegan. Let's say like a vegan. All right, vegans are generally healthy people, right? So if a person that's been eating a really well-balanced diet goes off, I'm not just saying one time, just say they go on a week binge for 7 days, eating McDonald's, Wendy's, candy bars, a bunch of sugary drinks. You get where I'm getting at? Their body, the body is gonna feel it. It's gonna feel tired. It's because you're changing something. They're changing for something bad. But in order for you to deal with what you need to deal with on a regular basis, you have to stop entertaining the thought of using. Stop entertaining them good times when you was out there getting high or drinking. Stop entertaining what it's like to go into a bar mentally. That's why I say, get you a hobby. Find a hobby. Find something that you would like to do. You might like fishing. Some people associate drinking with fishing, but if that's what you were doing when you went fishing, you would go drinking. Don't do it. Find something different. You could still go fishing, you know. Just don't entertain the thought of drinking. Don't entertain the thought of getting high, doing drugs. You have to create a hobby. You have to keep this mind busy. Because you got to remember, you are a human being. You're not a robot. It doesn't happen overnight. This is something that takes time because the body has to adjust. It has to go through an adjustment. Now, if you had been doing drugs like heroin or something that's physically addictive, super physically addictive, you're going to feel it. Because that's your changing. Even for a person that did crack cocaine, right? I was addicted to crack cocaine. I did it. When I stopped doing that, I felt the desire to want to go use again. That's because of what I was doing. I was continually putting a substance into my body on a regular basis. So it became normal for me to get high. It became normal for me to go out in the streets and do what I normally did. But if you recognize that you're changing, instead of associating it with a craving, you'll be able to deal with it better. Because that's what I did. I recognized that I'm changing. I said, wait a minute, to myself. Because I put everything together, 2 and 2 together. I said, wait a minute. I've been putting this in my body all this time. Of course I want to feel like I'm using. But at the same time, I had to always recognize that I'm changing. Something's changing about me. So when you change, you're going to feel it. Now, I'm going to tell you, me, I've been clean so long. I've been clean for 16 years. I could drink some V8 juice and I could feel the difference. That's how it is for me. I could recognize it. It's like I could walk into a room. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I could smell the stench of cigarettes. You have to always recognize that there's going to be things that's going to remind you of using. That's why I'm saying I'm talking about those things. I don't want you to get lost. You can walk into a room and it might smell like alcohol. It's going to remind, and it can trigger something off up here. But you have to recognize okay, I just smelled something. It smelled like alcohol. Okay, I know what it is. I know why I'm feeling like that. You're dealing with a brain. You have a brain. You are a human being. You're not a robot. This program, when you reprogramming your thinking right now, it doesn't work like a computer because you are a biological entity. You are a human. You have flesh and blood. You are alive. You have a conscious. You have actual consciousness. You recognize things. So you have to be aware of what you are doing because you are a human being. That's why some drugs, I'm gonna say for me, all drugs to me is it's like a forbidden fruit. It's almost like the book, the Bible. You know, in the beginning, Adam and Eve, and then they weren't supposed to partake of the forbidden fruit. That's what drugs is to me. Drugs is to me is a forbidden fruit. I'm not supposed to put it in my body. Now I know why. I want you to recognize what's going on with you. I want you to try to change the way you think. That's why I say create a hobby. Even if it's going outside to go jogging. Because wherever you go, you're going to take you with you. In the beginning, yeah, you might have to change your surroundings. You might have to come out of a really bad environment, because that's all they do is get high, drink, get high. You might have to change that. You might have to in the beginning. But in the long run, once you get clean and you've been clean for a while, you'll recognize people, places, and things ain't got nothing to do with the substance of you putting, whatever you putting in your body. It's you doing it. You doing it. Once you recognize you are the problem, then you can fix it. You can fix it. So stop associating cravings with change. You gotta separate it. Separate it. You gotta learn how to use this. You got a brain. You're a human being. You have a consciousness. You have to find out the formula that's gonna work for you.